It's Monday.
Testing.
Didn't we just do this?
Testing. 1, 2.
Buckle
my shoe.
How
Welcome
did we
to
both?
Monday, the beginning of the last 2 weeks of April. Oh, holy mackerel. Winter will be here again before you know it. And there it was. Sunday, I woke up yesterday after a nap. Actually, I was watching TV and I did not know. The breeze was coming in and it was getting cooler and cooler. I said, whoa, what happened? I walked outside and I about froze to death.
I had the
Shorts
back
and a
door
t-shirt.
open to the garage and
What?
mid-afternoon walked out and went, whoa.
Somebody's just playing games with us.
Yes, Mother Nature. She's letting us know who's in
I
charge.
think she opened the door to the northern tundra or something.
Yeah.
Well, is there really anything more abnormal about the weather we've been dealing with over the last 6 months? Anything different? Can you think of a more abnormal time? Compared to weather patterns during my lifetime, it looks pretty much the same. Some winters seemed colder. Some summers feel hotter than others. If you were to take the last 75 years or so and examine the records, do you think there would be anything that sticks out as being outlandish about the weather we've had over the past year?
Absolutely not.
It's all the same. It's called climate, y'all.
That's right.
And climate, there's one season that looks like another season is an anomaly. Really. We have differences in the years. The only places other than having hurricanes that differs is Hawaii. It's sunny, warm, chance of showers
Every day.
every day.
Every day.
Boring. If you're a weather guy, it's going to be an awful place to work if you're a weather geek.
Oh, no, not really. Just get up, go on the show and say it may rain today. You're fine.
Yeah, but they get to wear, believe it or not, that's the one place that the TV weather guys for the company that I work with, we had a station there.
Right.
They did not have to abide by the dress code everywhere else. Hawaiian shirts were good. So it's wild.
I'm in.
Wishing you one and all a great Monday. I'm Rayford Brown.
And good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Lee Barrows.
Yeah, some bad stuff to talk about. But first, we'll just generally talk about things. Wishing everybody having a great day today. I hope you do. We can all complain about hot, wet, dry, or cold conditions. Get caught up in the University of Colorado's hurricane predictions all we want. But at the end of each year, we're certain to be able to find similar results in some time in the past. Nothing's new here. Other than for bragging rights for long-range forecasts, which are more often less right than the assembly of experts would hope for, my big question is, why do we worry so much so far in the distance, way in advance, that we can't do anything about anyway?
And that's a very valid point, plus the fact that it'll probably change before it gets
that's what I'm saying. The long-range forecasts, why do we even talk about it?
No,
it's because it's a thing to do. The more I think about it, the more that I like those old weather rocks.
Oh, yeah. Remember the ones that are tied on a rope,
hanging from a string. If they're wet, it's raining. If they're dry, it's not. If the rock is hot to the touch, the thermometer will agree that it's warm. For cold, just the opposite. If it's swaying back and forth, it's windy. If it's been blown away, it's a hurricane. So that is the bottom line of weather rocks, and pretty much the bottom line, the basics of forecast.
Well, you got pretty windy yesterday. I had gusts up to 15. Woohoo! 15.
It was blustery.
Yes.
Sometimes we didn't have that much here. I know some other folks did. Randy, I think, lost an umbrella. He went airborne.
Yeah.
We've had the one we have two on the deck out here right now. We had one on two different occasions. A gust of wind came up, kind of a draft, lifted that sucker up, and it was on top of the roof.
I've had to pry mine out of the next door neighbor's fence before.
This was on the roof.
On the roof?
On the roof. He landed on the roof. Twice.
How did you get it down?
Well, one time the wind blew it back down, and the other time I got up there to reach for it, and the wind started blowing, and then it blew over towards me, and I just lifted it and put it back down.
I keep mine closed unless I'm sitting out there, then I open it. But do you know what I dislike about opening the umbrella? Is what's inside. There's usually a little tree frog or a lizard
I don't.
And you
I
go
don't
to
know about
open it and
those. It's those. It's
they
those.
fall all
It's
over
those
you.
things that goes zip. Ow, that hurt. Bees that I don't like.
Bees don't usually bother me.
Well,
I
if they
don't.
get a nest built up in there and you aggravate them,
Oh, well, that
watch
happened
out.
to me one time with
That's
a
right.
piece of gutter that came, the one that comes down your house, the side of your house, the downspout. And I had my gutters taken off when I had my new roof put on. And so I had this one downspout. So I went to take it down. It was full of wasp. Look, they chased me around the yard. I was like, nope, it's still there. It's still there.
Pepper spray works, but sooner or later you're going to get too much. Oh, well, mace works. I don't know whether pepper works or not. Mace works. The old mace, it's good for nests. They will drop. They won't fly. It's not like regular bug spray. You spray them.
Most everything will drop and won't fly if you get mazed.
Well, some people drop and start
the old
kicking
stuff
and
is
screaming
bad.
hard. It was good. It was bad, but it was good being bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
You ever in a crowd and there's one person that's got to spray the mace and they do it against the wind?
You're going to get it on you, and the hotter it is, with a light breeze, the more you're going to get on you. And your skin is wet; it's going to stick. Dumb. Well, my partner in crime here, you're having the time of your life, driving from one political gathering to another, all over the region, getting the word out. Having fun yet?
I've had a blast. Actually, it's a lot of miles.
Okay, so getting tired yet?
This past week tired me.
I don't think we, the people, and I'm going to classify us as being normal, and that is a relative term in my case. I don't think that we, the people, have any clue how much work goes into letting the rest of us know who the candidates are, what they're all about. We see national candidates on television nightly, every day. Most of them complaining about this, lying about their opponents, taking up valuable time on the boob tube. I could be rather watching some of Gilligan's Island in the initial stages, the early days, the reruns, than to watching most of these guys when they get up there on the national platform and start screaming. The media, and it's their fault, as is everything else, even for the local unbiased television newsrooms, there's limited time for us to actually learn anything serious about the candidates. Salacious headlines are the only thing we remember. Salacious, cutting, biting, negative headlines. That's the rule. The only thing we will remember that we can talk to you about, or anybody else can talk to you about, or to each other about.
A lot of smut lately.
I've heard a couple candidates, several in fact, at a political fundraiser Saturday here in Onslow County. I seldom, I almost never attend these gatherings. Not that I don't like them, but in this case, I like the candidate who threw the party. That's okay. That's one reason to go, because I'm a civilian now. I'm not a reporter. I also think I've done myself a disservice by not attending them. I had a practice of not attending. That was my main side, because I bragged about it. I don't attend political rallies, political stuff. As a reporter, I went to some, but I did it from the outside looking in, covering the political aspect of it, not necessarily the rally, the fundraiser, or anything like that. And I had in a previous life a good reason for not going, as without a camera and stuff like that. No, if I'm going, I'm working. That's the way it used to be. I got to be there. I'm working. There's no shame in telling you who the candidate was. He's a friend of the shows. He's a friend of mine before the show. Michael Lazara, Jacksonville man, Marine businessman with several small companies. I respect him. I respect him. So as a friend, I'm going to go. Several other political leaders, different levels of government, stood up to sing his praises as well. They told me nothing that I didn't know, so I didn't have to learn anything about him. Everything I heard, I can agree with. Former Jacksonville councilman, served as the mayor pro tem time and again, running for another 2-year term in the North Carolina Senate. He's a great guy. Great guy. Got some businesses I patronize. I love pizza. I love good pizza. I love really good pizza a lot more. One of the speakers is a man who is running for the U.S. Senate. His name is Michael Watley. He was there. which I'm beginning to like Michael Watley. Okay. Just looking at him for the last, I think I've been in his presence 3 times now. And I gave him some personal suggestions, advice yesterday.
You know, he drove about 5 hours.
Don't talk about that.
Just to get here.
He talked about Lazar a lot, gave him a lot of credit for his work at the state level to support a host of projects here in eastern North Carolina, specifically here in Onslow County. That's what Michael Lazara does. Michael Watley, who served as the head of the North Carolina GOP, I won't hold it against him until he was asked by President Trump to take on the same responsibility for the National Republican Party. I won't hold that against him either. Well, y'all know me in politics, but neither here nor there.
Right.
Trump asked Watley to run in the Senate race when Senator Tom Tillis announced last year that he would not seek another term. Now, Tillis and I, we're also friends. Okay. You know, I like Tom. I have liked him ever since I've known him, which has been a while. But, you know, I can't say that about some of his predecessors. I can't say that about a lot of other U.S. senators. I don't, you know, as friends, no. As them being our leaders, yes, I want to know more, and I want to be able to decide whether I like them or really just despise them. Most of them I can take or leave because, in fact, most of the people in the Senate and in the U.S. House, they're just there. Some people call them placeholders. They're not. They're doing work behind the scenes with all of those motor mouth, big mouth jerks don't do any work. They go running to the camera so they can say bad things about other people. Right?
Right.
Those are the people that we're all familiar with. Listening to Watley Saturday in Swansboro, I wish that the whole presentation would have been recorded on video. I wish it would be made available for everyone in the state to hear. It wasn't long, just a few minutes. There were not any single topics that were earth-shattering that he was covering. I don't want those made-up, scripted comments anyway. I want what Watley had to say. Hopefully, he will be able to produce commercials to air this summer and into the fall that are not so slick. Now, y'all need to hear me out here. That are not so, and I use the word slick because I'm saying what somebody else told me one time. Commercials that are not so slick that it looks like a Hollywood production. Anybody can do that. It's kind of like resumes. When I used to get resumes prepared by professionals from a script book somewhere for people who wanted jobs in the creative business of writing news, doing news, gathering news. I wanted somebody with some imagination who would think out of the box. But instead, I get in the mail these canned resumes. I could take out the names and a couple of other things and use just to outline and put anybody in there because that's what they all look like. They all look alike. Jeans, a collared shirt, driving a pickup with more than 400,000 miles on it, crossing the state from one end to the other, talking to small groups of people who care about this country, people like those in Swansboro this weekend. Not that it was a media event. It wasn't. Fundraisers are almost never get covered by the media. But for a candidate who could become one of 100, 1 out of 100 senators is a very powerful individual. 100 senators serve the residents, 325 million of us, daily. 100 of them do it. They divvy it up.
True.
And each one of them gets, there are 2 and for each state. Each state, they're divvied up by states, not by population. If they were divvied up by population, New York would have 1 billion. They would have, 50 senators or something? California would have way too many. Wyoming would have 0.02. It would share with Idaho. But U.S. senators are powerful people. They serve 6 years in office. But being in the presence of Michael Watley and listening to him off the cuff. No, it's something he has rehearsed, perhaps. He's at least given that same similar to this what he did there, but it was not written, but it was meant for the citizens of Onslow County. Period. Bottom line. He was there campaigning for a senator, a state senator who's running for re-election. But he, his comments were about that. But he went into some national and international topics, things that are newsworthy. Because we, the people in that room, we weren't all there to, listen to anybody say great things about Lazara, because they don't really need to. We know him. There's nobody out there in that room that didn't know Michael Lazara. Right?
Right.
Nobody.
It was a packed house.
And it was packed. But we all know him, and it was a gathering. It was virtually like a family picnic to begin with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was nice.
I didn't get there at the beginning. I didn't go there to eat. I went to listen and actually, I stupidly gave Watley some advice about what he should be doing, because he needs to hear from us, we the people.
Well, that's one thing about Michael Watley. He's always open to your opinions, your thoughts, your comments.
He listened.
And he'd been out campaigning all Saturday in the western part of the state, and drove from the western part of the state all the way to Swansboro just to be there to support our senator.
Pickup truck that has 400,000
Yes,
miles.
the truck. They call it the truck. He needs to go get Dan's old bus.
Oh God, Dan Forrest.
Dan Forrest's old bus.
I wouldn't be able to drive it
Phew.
in many places. I wouldn't take it up in the hills of North Carolina.
His team were like going, he'll be here a few minutes earlier than we originally told you, because the truck is in the wind.
I'm sure he had a tailwind coming in. Because he walked in and there he was. And done. No big deal.
Yes. It was good to see him. But we had quite a few other dignitaries from the North Carolina House and Senate. Yes.
The House and Senate. We had from not just this area, but from around the area, showing their support for Lazara. We really needed that. But that's nice to see it. Nice that they show up.
Right.
Just in case you have any questions or any reservations.
State Auditor was there, Dave Bullock.
Yeah, I had not met him.
Labor of Commissioner, Luke Farley.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are part of a society where a growing number of voters actually believe that all politicians are crooked and run for office to get rich. Why do we feel that way? That all politicians are crooked. They're not. There's not all of anybody that is anything or everything. We do learn from some legitimate media investigators about this guy or that guy where stuff has been uncovered. But as much as even some of our callers here claim without any proof that all are just like that, no, they're not crooked. Here's what I would like y'all to do. There are 435 elected U.S. House members. There are some vacancies right now. 100 U.S. senators. How many can you legitimately name where verified damaging evidence or even strong probable cause has been presented to show they're crooked? By crooked, I mean that they're doing something illegal. We are quick to judge. In some cases, that will include me, I'll admit. Too often, it's because we just don't like the person. It's because we don't like the individual. We don't like the way he combs his hair. We don't like the way this brash woman comes up and she's not staying in her place. She's not even supposed to be there, some of us will say, right? You hear that. She should be at home taking care of the babies. I will give us credit, perhaps undeserved, and say that our personal viewpoints are not because they don't look like us. don't worship like us, don't have the same normal sexual tendencies or preferences as we do. In other words, I hope we are not prejudiced in our own ways before we decide that person is somebody we don't like and would not support or vote for. And then, therefore, when we find somebody we don't really like, we go digging into them to find out anything we can about them. Oh God, did you know that he went to a very formal event one time and he wore jeans? Or that one of his shoes, he was in a hurry. He must have been in a hurry, or he's just stupid. He put one brown shoe on one foot and a black shoe on the other foot, and he didn't even notice it.
Oh, I've done that many of a time.
But those are the things we look for, and that's
Right.
what will begin to make the news. Oh, Joe Biden, he screwed up again. Gerald Ford, he fell up the steps going up Air Force One. I mean, we can pick anybody to death. You can pick me to death. I can pick you to death. We can sit here and do one-on-one any day of the week. I'm more public than you probably are, possibly are, but I will be glad to take a look into you, and then we'll sit here and exchange stupid barbs. It's easy to do, and you can do it all day, every day. We don't need to do that with those who are running for office. They might just get elected, and now you've really got somebody up there you hate and you detest. And if you happen to be a politician, you will vote to impeach just because. You will look for something, right?
Right.
Well, let me know when I'm wrong here. I just hope, I really do, that the reason we don't like them because we don't know them is one thing. We don't know them. You don't know them. I don't know most of them. We never will. But I hope that it's not because they don't look like us. They're from a different part of the country than we are. They might be from a different part of the world, as long as they can be in office representing us and do it legally. Do I have a problem with it? If I do, and they're running here in North Carolina, I won't vote for them. But I hope it's not just because of that.
Well, what you did Saturday night, it was good. You were there. You met a lot of people that you didn't know yet, and then of course the town showed up, and you knew most of them. But when you get to see the other side of what an elected official, see, you saw me muted.
That doesn't matter.
But anyway, when you have an elected official that's representing you, and when you actually get to talk to them one-on-one, and you follow them, and you see what they vote on, you see what committees they're on, you learn a lot more. It's so easy for people to sit back and say things about an elected official without even knowing what they actually do and what they're involved in.
We do it all the time. We do it all the time.
We have an elected coming in this morning, and he is a North Carolina House representative. Do you know what committees he serves on? Do you know exactly all the stuff that
But we're going to find out, aren't we? Because that's what we do.
He's got about 6 committees, standing committees that he serves on, plus one that is a non-standing committee. And what do those committees do? Those committees fight for us, and they work on making changes for us and providing for us. So
changes that will impact us.
That's right, exactly. Changes that will impact us. So, yeah, we look forward to that. That's Representative White Gable. He'll be in here about 8:00. And
now we're going to go to the short range marine forecast.
Oh, okay.
Because that's all I ever do is 3 days. Out to 60 nautical miles. Okay, now they've extended their coverage to give us information out that far because more and more of us are going out that far. And that's what they have learned. Blustery northerly winds subsiding over the next couple of days, then switching around to the south sometime around midweek. So that's information that we as boaters can use.
Right.
You as boaters can take advantage of. Don't carve it in stone. But today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northwesterly 5 to 10 this afternoon, seas 5 to 7 feet tomorrow. Winds out of the north 15 to 20, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 4 to 6 foot seas. Wednesday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 in the afternoon, seas 3 to 5 feet.
Good news. Okay, today sunny with a high near 72, light and variable wind becoming west 5 to 10 miles per hour. Winds could gust as high as 18. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 42. Tuesday sunny with a high near 70, and Wednesday sunny with a high near 83. Temperatures are climbing back up at the end of the week. And a burn effect, a burn ban is still in effect.
Yeah, don't go burning stuff, people.
Don't
go get related
till we have a tropical storm. That's about what it's going to take.
Yeah, and things are dry. You're going to have to water your garden. Do it when the sun is not out, like later in the afternoon.
Morning
so that moisture can settle down without evaporating.
Right.
Wind also is awful on surface water. You put in gardens and stuff. Sometimes we like the wind to blow that stuff away. It will, when you blow wind across a watery field or something, it's going to dry out. We know that. Clothes dry out for the same reason. But if you on a clothesline, if you guys remember what those are like, but if you're if you've got plants in the ground, make sure you keep that ground around them moist, not just the plants themselves, but around them, because their roots will go out expanding, particularly in the beginning stages. The roots underground will go out further and further and further like tentacles looking for water. That also makes for a stronger root system. Okay, now, I spent too much time yesterday looking and following, and haven't checked the latest this morning, to be honest with you, because I didn't go to bed until after 2. A disgusting excuse for a human being is dead.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he lived one day too long. Why do you say that? Are you that mean? Yeah, I am. I'm realistic. Before dawn yesterday, just before 6 a.m. in Louisiana, what started apparently the evening before is what cops call a domestic disagreement, a fight. Ended up 8 kids between the ages of 1 and 14 years were shot to death. 2 women were wounded. The killer was the father of 7 of those 8 slaughtered victims. All were shot by a big, brave man with a gun, a coward in reality, where today's holier than thou elements of our civilization will make excuses for him, blaming society, the government, his parents, the economy, God, and our abuse of the environment for what he did. In reality, it was a selfish, weak, disturbed, gutless piece of crap that I'm sure his mama likely labeled as a sorry excuse for a human being. And the one thing that our society continues to make excuses for, mental illness. Yet, after psychobabble that we will hear, the fact remains a chicken-livered man killed 8 children between 1 and 8 years of age. There's no amount of blame that can be cast on society or any other person other than the idiot with the gun. He, and he alone, is responsible for what occurred. From his socialist media posts over the past month or so, those who knew him are now saying that he seemed to be asking for help as he struggled with depression and some sort of mental illness. The mental illnesses across this land, I don't know the cause, but it's too often the common denominator in crimes that are so horrific that we don't want to discuss the root cause. We know. We admit, society knows, the cause for so much of this lies in mental instability or mental illness. So I understand and I agree that the ideal solution in dealing with this is to identify, isolate, and treat the cause for mental illness in advance. Mental illness or any diseases that impact our lives. But we've got to, first, you got to recognize it, right? You'll have to identify it. that there's a problem, from his or her social media posts to your one-on-one dealings to history to what's going on in the family life or wherever, the workplace. There are signs. There are signs. We all see it after the fact. Oh, we should have paid attention to it. It was obvious that there was something wrong with him. We know that it's just not right. We got to identify it.
Right.
Then we got to isolate it to keep it from spreading to impact anybody else. Then we can treat. That's the only way we treat it before it becomes a dire emergency. The ideal solution is not always available. Oh, yeah. We can't always just go in there and identify and isolate and treat. We can't always do that because we just don't. We could. We don't.
Well, this was just such another sad domestic violence episode.
There are roadblocks propped up every time because of privacy matters, and that prevents society from even knowing what the issues are.
Right.
If they don't tell us, we don't know. They don't tell gun dealers that this guy has got an issue. They just say he's got an issue, but they don't tell you what it is. We don't know how severe it is or isn't.
You know, that's where there's a loophole in this whole thing. You have to respect a person's privacy when it comes to their health
Those are
and
the
mental.
comments.
And
So where does a person's privacy in that respect outweigh our safety, the safety of the masses?
exactly.
That's my question for you. It is so much easier to blame physical elements and general conditions like depression for marital or financial issues. We blame depression. Oh, his family life is breaking apart. They're having problems. He's depressed. Or she's depressed. Or they got money issues. And then there is the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. For every person who has ever served in the military, they say, and these days, as first responders or more. We've got something we can blame. We blame things that we can't control, we can't deal with because of impairments, stuff that stands between us and getting to the bottom of it. The facts as we know them, without the benefit or assistance of socialist media clickbaiters, is that a fight erupted Saturday night, that a husband and father armed himself and began shooting children in at least 3 different locations, 3 different homes in Shreveport, Louisiana. He was critically wounded. He critically wounded his wife and another woman. He then hijacked a car, took the car, led police on a high-speed chase into an adjoining parish that's equivalent to our counties, was stopped at a roadblock where he exchanged gunfire with the cops. The cops won. He died at the scene. No officers were hurt. The killer is 31-year-old Shamar Elkins. The house where the family lived was a rental owned by a local Baptist church. He served for some period of time in the U.S. Army. Elkins did have 1 arrest, at least 1. This one dated back to 2019 on some kind of a firearms-related charge. We don't know the specifics. When depression, we hear that so often, right? Decides to settle in, when anger rises up, when anxiety or panic comes about, give me the awareness to recognize what is not from you and the strength to reject it immediately in the name of Jesus. That's what folks do. That's what he wrote. That was on his page. When depression tries to settle in, he wrote, when anger rises up, when anxiety or panic comes, give me the awareness to recognize what is not from you and the strength to reject immediately in the name of Jesus.
My goodness. Well, you know, him and his wife were doing court today about their separation. So that was an aggravating factor for him. But to kill 8 children that were all his.
7 were his, 1 was somebody else.
He was. They're saying that the other one was the other baby mama.
His,
Yes.
somebody else that was his.
Yes.
Okay, he didn't have custody that
Yeah,
way.
the two women that he shot were both mothers
Yeah, to his children.
of his children. Yes. Could you imagine?
I
shot, you wake up in the hospital, and all your children are dead.
What are you, and apparently he was a believer. He went to church, and what are you going to do when you go to meet your maker? How are you going to justify this? You got 7 kids that are yours.
Satan doesn't care.
You got 2 women there. Well, yeah, that's a badge of honor to him.
Yes, Satan opens the door. Come on in.
You'll fit right in here.
But
I don't.
it was just
Not to get religious or anything else, but he should have known better. He should have recognized this. He wrote it down on Facebook. Why doesn't people read his stuff?
he obviously just snapped. I don't
I
know.
didn't
Rayford.
snap. It's been going
It
on.
was such a sad story to wake up to yesterday.
It
I'm
was.
like, what? It's like you said, weekends are crazy.
Sundays are notoriously awful.
Yes, especially for domestic violence.
Yep.
Sundays,
Sundays
holidays.
are notorious. When you're
Yes.
around too much, you've already had one day together. During the epidemic, we saw
Yeah,
domestic issues.
a lot of. Yeah, it's tough being holed up like that.
It is. During hurricanes, when people are under high pressure situations and they may be locked out without power.
Yes,
Let's take Katrina. I mean, years ago.
right.
Oh man, the stories that the folks there were telling, including
Horrible.
one of my guys, where I used to work. I hired him right after Katrina. He worked at a TV station for there, and I was looking for a person that he fit my needs.
Right.
So he said, "Yes, I'm gone." He just packed up his mess and left.
Wow.
I had to get his news director's blessing on it, and she said, "Yes, absolutely." I mean, all of these people were under stress for weeks on end.
Well, I know how stressed out I got in the last 10, 15 years of hurricanes when we go out without power for about a week,
Yeah.
week and a half, and it's hot
Yeah.
and you get irritated and you just can't get up and go like you want. I mean, it's I can't imagine the people with like Katrina or Hurricane Harvey.
I'm not making any
Sarah.
excuses for them because
Man.
I won't do that.
Right.
These individuals who
tough.
end up in prison and then they get out and they do the crimes again. Well, some of them go in having already done lots of crimes that just hadn't been caught,
Wow.
or maybe they're back in prison again. But anyway, even if you're just brand new to the world of crime, let's say you do something. Let's say you're out and you do something really crazy. It's your fault, and you kill somebody on the highway. You're going to prison. You should be going to prison. That's generally what will occur. But if you do something so horrendous that you do that, you can go to prison, even for a short period of time. Can you imagine the lifestyle change for somebody like you? How would you, Lee, work in a confined place with a bunch of other people like that? How would you deal with that? Would you come out the same?
Not after the first 8 hours, no. No, I mean, we all get used to our ways and we get comfortable with what we do, how we live. And when things are changed, that's like during the whole COVID period where, there was no gatherings, no meetings, everything was done by Zoom. You went to the grocery store, you had to wear a mask. You had to follow the footsteps down the aisle. It was only one way down the aisle. I mean, it was crazy during that time.
Does anybody out there have any guidance, any thought processes? We really would love to hear from
Well,
you.
you remember during that time of COVID when we had all the restrictions and
I was working.
and think about it look how people got irate. A lot of people got irate on it, and it caused
In the grocery store.
in the grocery store, and there was such a division on the whole COVID thing. No, it's not real. Yes, it's real. It's the government trying to poison us. No, it's a virus there were so many different conspiracy theories. To this day, do we actually really, really, really know?
We don't have a clue.
What
We're
happened?
just hoping it won't happen for another 100 years because none of us will be here.
Amen.
Now we got, I thought about it many times. I went into Walmart. I was looking for a little radio,
Right.
which trying to find a radio, a regular broadcast AM, FM radio is a pain.
Hard to find.
Okay. So I went in there and I'm wearing a mask. I'm doing the whole routine, right? And staying away from everybody. And I was looking at the radio in the aisle and I went, clearing my throat. Some dude, don't cough on me. I mean, he did. And I said, I'm not coughing. He said, I know you. I heard you coughing. Just don't cough on me.
See, people were
I mean, he
such
was getting like,
edge.
oh, come on, dude. We're not going to fight here because of you don't understand that I had phlegm in my throat
Right.
or whatever was going on.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, don't cough on me. He said it 3 times. And he was pretty, I expected him to, reach out to pop me. So,
Right. People were
now,
on,
what would I have done?
on edge. Well, I know what you'd done.
No, I don't. I don't know. I'm not going to shoot somebody for wants to fight. But, unless it gets down to critical. But that's, and I don't really want to fight you.
Look how much it changed.
Nobody wins.
Changed everything, though. Like you were talking earlier. I've done a lot of traveling last
9/11
week.
changed everything.
I come back through towns at 8 o'clock and stores are closed. They've already shut down for the night.
Yeah.
I mean, during COVID, they were shutting down early, open only certain hours, but it's still that way in a lot of places. I came through small towns, some of the larger towns, 8 o'clock, the streets closed up. And I'm like, wow.
Well, I'll tell you one place that wasn't closed up Saturday.
Yeah.
Was that
The Civic Center in
Yeah,
Swansboro?
well,
Oh,
no,
no,
that
you're
one was
talking
open.
earlier.
Yeah, a couple hours earlier, I was at a restaurant there in Swansboro. Oh my God, I'm
You're
so
right.
happy that my daughter was having her birthday next week, and my sister needed to celebrate it with her yesterday. So we went
Nice.
El Sino
Oh,
restaurant.
nice. So
Yes,
I've
senor.
never been to that one. I'm going to get my sister
Oh.
and say, let's go one
Oh
day.
my God, they open at 4:00, and either call in advance and get a reservation or stand in
Right.
line.
Right.
Especially on a weekend, you will stand in line at 4:00.
How about weeknights?
I don't know about the lines, but you can get a reservation.
Right.
They open at 4:00.
Okay.
Now, I could go for nothing but the appetizers.
Oh, yeah. You've talked about them quite a bit.
My eggplant meatball.
Mhm.
I have yet to find somebody. Candy had it for the first time yesterday, Saturday.
Does she like it?
We cut them up. A little appetizer with 3
Right.
big old meatballs on it. They're not meat. They're eggplant. They look like meatballs. Got a sauce on it. People say things are worth dying for. I say there are certain things worth killing for.
Oh, my
if you try to
gosh.
take that sauce away from me,
Right.
I would hope I would just cut your wrist
I'm
off.
going to
but,
have
you know.
to. Let me see.
But it is good. It's really good, and I've had it as that and something else on the side as my entree on more than one
Nice.
occasion.
Nice.
But
Very nice. I've not been there yet, and I
Sure.
keep saying I'm going to go. But when I get home in the afternoon or
Well, I got
whatever,
that.
I'm just like, I don't go back out. But I've got to make a reservation. I'll take my sister.
thank you,
We'll
sister.
go. We'll go. Be
I
nice.
may go back again this week just because
Just
it was so
because.
dang good.
Talking about food and eating, May 2nd, isn't it? May 2nd is John's Low Eats. Want
I
to
don't
make
know. I know it's
sure.
coming up soon. Well, wait a minute.
Yes, May
Is it
2nd.
May 2nd?
Yes.
This is April 20th.
Yes.
What am I going to cook?
I thought you had it already.
I have it in my head, several different things. So I got to settle on one now, and I got to go get some of the ingredients because it takes some time. The one that I want to do, it takes a little bit of time just to get the parts.
Okay, scared me. Yes, it's May 2nd. And
I verbally signed up for it, if that's what you're asking.
oh no, you're already signed up. Did you call Royce back this weekend about the commercial, the video?
Hey, Royce, I'm willing to do it. Let's just talk about a script as soon as you get a chance, okay?
Right. May 2nd, 3 to 6 p.m.
I just called it back.
And it's at the Trade Center, the Regional Skills Center on Northwest Corridor Boulevard,
You know
which
where you
is
pay your
right
taxes?
past the tax
No,
office,
it's
right?
before you get to
The
tax
government
office.
building. No, you pass the government building, and then the
It's on
trade
the left,
center is on the
after you
left,
pass it,
right?
okay. I knew it was out there close
Yeah.
by.
Anyway, it's $12 per person, and it's like all you can eat.
Now, if you want to enter,
I'm
you've
sorry,
got
wait a minute.
time.
I'm sorry. I think I told you wrong. It's not. Let me go back. This thing's jumping around so
She's
much.
screwed up somewhere.
$15 per person. Children under 12 are free.
And you get to take them home with you.
Yes, and
Any
there'll be.
children under 12, you can keep them
I think last I heard there'll be 13 different cooks
so far.
so far.
I think they can take up to 15 or so. So if y'all want to, flaunt your stuff, let's do it to it.
Right. And it's lots of fun. And you can taste, sample. I mean, there's plenty to eat. Plus,
Yeah.
the Salvation Army will have side dishes like
Yeah.
salad and stuff like that.
got that over
There'll
there.
be desserts there. So it starts at doors open at 3:00. So
You get to meet
Come
and greet a
on
lot of
in.
people there. Come
Yes.
by, and if you're a professional, if you're in the soup food serving stuff, cook something up, something that you do there, or you
Right.
can do it yourself. You can enter it.
right.
They don't really look for restaurants to enter, but I mean, they don't say no. I hope that the culinary school from Coastal is in it again.
I hope so too.
They were
are
good.
Yes.
It was great
All
to
right.
see those young
I'm
people
putting
there.
a link on our social media pages for
So
today.
that's coming up on May 2nd.
May 2nd,
crap.
right? For this. I know I've got to get busy too
Today's the
because
20th. That's 10, 11. That's 2 That's coming up in 2 weeks.
I've got to figure
That's 2
out
weeks.
I've got to figure out our decoration. We need to talk after the show because I think
Oh my! We
maybe
don't have anything.
going a little different this year.
Okay, well, you go ahead and get that done. I will start going to grab the stuff because I'll have to do that because I got to go. I might have to drive to Beaufort to get it. Some of the stuff.
Ooh, I'll go to Beaufort for you.
Okay.
In between. Yes, that's coming up May 2nd, so that's not far away. That's 2 weekends away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise.
The next 2 weeks are slammed. I mean,
We have
Sat-
a lot coming up the
Saturdays
next
are-
couple months.
Saturdays are real pain in the butt. We got a lot to do there.
Not this Saturday,
Yes,
though.
it is.
What? Oh,
Yes, it is. It's
Oh,
the
we do.
25th.
Yes,
it's
25th,
it's that day that they should have. There needs to be a community calendar out there for the whole community, and that you fill up the spots in it, and you can't do anything else.
well, anyway, okay.
All
So,
right, so that's happening.
May 2nd, Johnslow Eats. And that's a really great event. Come out and support the Salvation Army, please, because all the money stays in Onslow
Yeah,
and
that's-
Jones County.
That's one of their big fundraisers. Of
Yes.
course, the bell ringers and do that
Yes.
stuff, and but they need seed money. They need all sorts of money.
Right.
They need stuff. Okay,
All right. Good. Whew.
what should I cook?
If it was up to me, it'd be like hamburgers.
You wouldn't eat them.
Yeah, I would.
Cooking those suckers. I like cooking hamburgers, but it's
I
time
know. No,
consuming.
you have
'Cause
to
I
do
have to do
something
it
different.
I have to
right.
do it at this place, and they don't,
Right. And
they don't
and,
want my big old Blackstone in there.
and the one thing about going to Johnslow East and a competition like this, a cooking competition, is the different foods that you get to taste. You just don't want to come in there with a plate of macaroni and cheese.
There's
Macaroni and cheese.
something
No.
that is not. I can't fix a pot of spaghetti sauce the same way twice because I don't got nothing
Same.
written down. It just doesn't work out for me. The ingredients that you assemble for a project like that, even for a pot of vegetable soup or a pot of spaghetti sauce or a pot of chili, you can say I'm gonna put this many tomatoes in it or this many cans of tomatoes or this kind of this or this, but it's not going to taste the same. You're cooking it differently. Your seasoning's going to make a lot of difference. How fast you cook it or how slow you prepare it will make a difference. And the ingredients themselves, the onions that you use in your spaghetti sauce or whatever, or the bell pepper or whatever, might not have the same flavor as the last ones that you got. Might not be as fresh. Get some fresh,
Sure.
get some right out of the garden bell peppers, and you're good. Onions,
And then,
same kind of stuff.
Also, no, this coming weekend also is the plant sale
Plant sale begins
at
at
Farmers Market.
yeah,
Right.
We got to be there early.
Yes.
Be there because
Shh, don't tell them what time.
be
we're
there. Y'all need to be there by noon. We'll be there about 7:45
Yes.
in line waiting,
Right.
literally, to get our stuff. So right after that, I got to head on over to the gardens, Memorial Gardens, right? And then that afternoon, believe it or not, I got another event at 3:00 at Hammonds Beach. And it's not the one you know about. It's an unrelated one.
Yep.
And I haven't confirmed that one yet. I've really got to confirm it. I got an RSVP. I'll just call him today, maybe.
Yes, I'm going to have to make a calendar of community events. I can't keep up with everything. Did you hear about a Pender County woman who faces numerous felony charges after her arrest by Jacksonville police?
I didn't do it. Did she
on
do it?
Friday.
What'd she get caught on?
According to arrest warrants, 32-year-old Julia Freeze was found in possession of large amounts of multiple controlled substances, including meth, cocaine, and fentanyl. She had approximately 50.5 grams of meth, along with several boxes of unused needles. Police also reported that multiple needles were already loaded with meth.
She's
and
selling them by the needle.
She also possessed more than 28 grams of cocaine and 28 grams or more of fentanyl, which meet the trafficking thresholds under North Carolina law.
People, you know,
let
me just give you fentanyl or any other IV type users. Let me give you a hint. Somebody else rigging your needles for you is the same as a drunken parachute rigger putting your parachute together for you to jump out at 5,000 feet above the surface of the earth. That's dangerous. They are somebody preparing the needle that you're going to stick in your vein for you is no different than a drunken, I mean, literally falling down drunk parachute rigger.
Well,
probably deadlier.
Wow. Stay away from drugs, man.
Yes, you need to stay away completely.
And there's a new drug that just came out, and I heard it on national news this weekend, and I can't remember the name of it. It's something like chloride or something, some kind of long word had that in it. And they said it's even more dangerous than fentanyl. More dangerous than fentanyl. So,
did I see a flash?
Yes, I did too. I thought it came from over there somewhere.
Well, it's not.
Is it lightning?
Not our phones, so I don't know. Fire broke out in a mobile home in Newport Saturday afternoon, sweeping quickly through the home, causing extensive damage. It was totaled out before fire units could even arrive. Multiple fire departments responded to the call. The firefighters said the trailer was almost 50% engulfed by flames by the time they got on scene, noting that fire spreads rapidly through mobile homes. I don't know whether anybody's ever been on the scene of one of those or not. They used to have a mobile home park, intersection of 24 or Johnson Boulevard and US 17 Marine Boulevard. There was a mobile home sale lot right there.
Well, yes.
And there was a really strong breeze one night, and a fire probably from a homeless person inside one of them or a druggie inside one of them. And the fire started in that one unit. It spread through and burned multiple trailers before the fire department, which is a whole 500 yards away, could get on scene. And it was tough to put that one out. That stuff burns hot and it burns fast.
Yes.
The cause of the fire in Carteret County over there in Newport under investigation. Luckily, no one was hurt.
Wow.
It could have gone bad. It could have been
well,
bad.
This past Friday, too, we had 4 members of the same family from Union County perished in a plane crash.
Yep.
The victims are James Moffitt, 60, who was piloting the aircraft, Lisa Moffitt, 61, Andrew Moffitt, 30, and William Moffitt, 28. I suppose they're probably the sons. The NTSB said the crash occurred around 6 p.m. at the Union County Airport. The aircraft had stopped to refuel before continuing on its trip. The family was traveling from Raleigh, Durham.
Okay, now, it crashed on landing or it crashed on takeoff?
Witnesses reported seeing heavy black smoke in the area as emergency crews responded. It said it had stopped to refuel before continuing its trip. And then somewhere after that, it crashed. But they were traveling from Raleigh, Durham to
Okay.
Huntsville, Alabama.
So you don't know whether it crashed at the airport or not.
No, evidently because it says the airport remains temporarily closed as
Okay.
investigators work
Okay.
the scene. So it appears at the airport, Union County, but that's just so sad.
Union County Airport
Mhm.
crash.
Yes,
That makes me very curious.
right. Maybe you can find something more on it because that's all that was in this news story. I had not heard about that until I started looking at news this morning. I'm like, oh my. Here we go. Here's our special guest. Hey,
Morning.
you can come sit right here. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm tired. How about you? You've had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Your mom told me you had a friend get married.
Getting married.
I'm getting
another month
All
or
right.
so.
And we have in our studio, just appeared, just sat down,
Yeah.
North Carolina Representative Wyatt Gable, representing Onslow County. Hee hee. How busy? Have you been really busy? Well, you guys have been out right now. When do you go back?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah. So as soon as we're done here, I'm just heading home, pack up, and then head up there and
Bless you.
buy all my food and snacks for the session. And we got a caucus fundraiser tonight, and then it's
Oh,
go time tomorrow.
who are you fundraising for?
Just the caucus.
Just a
whole.
caucus,
Yeah.
okay.
So not an individual one. It's for
Well, could we be a member of the caucus that you could campaign and get some money for us? Solicit some funds. We need some money.
well, I don't know what seat you're gonna run for around here. That
Well,
you
no,
know,
there's
but-
no seed. I mean, I would just like to have some money.
well,
Can we just cut to the chase here? Get around all that?
we'll see what we can do on that front.
I was just checking out the plane crash information that was.
Union
Just
County over the weekend.
Uh,
Did you
the-
find out any more?
it just says it crashed at the airport. It does not say whether it was taking off or landing.
Right.
It crashed at the airport.
Small plane and 4 people perished in it, family members. So
Typically written
we
stories.
were just like, But anyways,
Family of 4 dead.
yes. Sad, sad, sad.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to get back into session. Kind of itching to do something, like that. Cause you
So
get it.
what are you going to do really good? What do you got? You got something? Yeah, you've written something. I'm sure you got some notes written somewhere. You're going to introduce some kind of legislation.
Yeah, I got a few different things we're gonna be working on. Obviously, it's short session, so that makes it
Right.
a little different for anyone that doesn't know. You can file pretty much anything in the long session, but then short session you can only file local bills, election bills, or revenue bills, and then everything else is just amending old bills that made the crossover deadline. So the main thing I'm working on right now is college sports bill. So obviously we know that's just blown out of the water over the past few years with NIL and the transfer portal. So it's just a few different things that were relating to NIL money and like state law about it, and then one of the ones that the universities have really been pushing for has been out of state grad student tuition waivers. So I don't know why it's like this, but if you are an undergraduate student, so your first 4 years, you can get, and you're from a different state, your scholarship is only needed for what you can be considered as an in-state tuition, but that doesn't apply to grad students.
Wow.
So you're just charging and
Okay, so here's the way the financing runs. If you're living in Virginia or out of North Carolina, and you decide you want to attend University of North Carolina, and you're living in Virginia, we're not talking about any kind of extra funding coming in, but you're going to be paying the tab. You're
Yep.
paying out-of-state tuition, right?
Correct.
Which is higher.
right.
Now, if you get a scholarship and you're applying, you're accepted to go to UNC, but you're out of state, you can apply and it will be given to you at the rate of an in-state student. Is that correct?
Correct.
So
So
your tuition would be, your scholarship money would go to pay that.
yeah, so it's
Okay.
it's saving
Doesn't
our
penalize you. I can understand
yeah,
that.
saving our boosters some money, and then there's some other things just around like alcohol sales and things of that nature, and really about just how far they can be outside the stadium. So that's something else we're working on. And then another thing, still haven't finalized it, is working on some university dental stuff. So
The dental stuff.
yeah, just kind of some new updates. So stuff revolving around mannequin use for students. So we've got to nail down the specifics of that coming up. And then the other part of it is we're talking about international dentists. So again, I don't fully understand the parameters of it, but again, that's why we're going back this week so I can talk to some people that do.
Learn about that one. That's,
Yeah, the way they've said it to me is that international dentists can come here and they can teach at our universities for a year, and then that helps them because they do it for a year. It kind of like allows them to almost circumvent certain like things they have to do to practice dental medicine. And then the problem we have is they come in for a year, they teach, and then they immediately move on. So it's really hard for universities to keep good dental teachers because of this. So we're just extending that a couple years. So
contract.
Correct. So they're not immediately leaving. So that's something that, again, I got to nail down the specifics of. So
you don't need to be there, eat and run. It's not fair to us, right?
Right. So those are the two main things I'm going to be working on this session. But then I know obviously the main talking point for everybody is going to be the budget, which we're hopefully going to have soon. So
You mentioned voting or elections. Question. Last week or so, we find out that there's been some fairly serious voter fraud up in one area. A gentleman's been arrested, not in North Carolina, thank God. He was an immigrant. He is an immigrant, doesn't have a green card, didn't get one. It's in the process of filing to get one, but he got a driver's license a couple of years back. And along with that driver's license from Minnesota, he received in the mail a voter registration form, of which he filled out, signed up, and registered to vote. He's not a citizen. He voted in federal elections by his own admission. He found out with his attorney present during his filing for green card stuff that he had voted illegally. Now he's subject to going to prison and being kicked out of the country and never being allowed to come back into the country. Those are the penalties for it. Suddenly, the North Carolina Department of Elections,
Board of Elections.
the Board of Elections,
Yeah.
they decided they better do a check, and they started checking on it last week. Do you think we have a problem here, or are we just preventative maintenance, or is this trying to get ahead of the curve?
I mean, I think it's just preventative because a lot of the election laws, we've passed over the past 15 years since Republicans took control have been very, very good at securing elections. I mean, obviously voter ID is the big one. And then obviously not just regular driver's license, but we all remember the incident we had a while ago where there was an illegal immigrant who had a CDL and he, turned his tractor trailer and killed a family. So that's been a big talking point, is not allowing illegal immigrants to have a CDL. And so that's some legislation that I was approached with by someone that's very smart and knows the topic, and they've helped other states do it. But the big thing I was talking with some of the speaker staff is you get those instances not because it's legal in the state, but because you might just get a DMV employee that's like approve and just stamp and go. And so that might be like an instance of why that happened with them, or why our people are checking, is because not because the law permits it, but just because,
They did it.
Yeah.
The law doesn't permit it in Minnesota, and it doesn't permit it anywhere for someone who's not a citizen to vote in a federal election.
And that's, I don't think we have an issue with it here, but I think they're probably just doing it as a precautionary measure.
But we don't know.
Correct.
But I'll check it.
I would have to assume that's why, because like I said, the laws that we've all passed, it's really difficult for that to happen. So
I don't think any of the very small number of cases of improper voting, whether it was an accident or an outright act of it in North Carolina, they have not shown me any numbers that would have changed any elections at a state or federal level. However, we've got North Topsail Beach here who has had had elections that were won by a write-in candidate.
Yes, this
A write-in
happens.
candidate. It only takes one vote. And,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and when you got a wait, and you're familiar with the ward system here we have in Jacksonville, right? We
Mhm.
have one ward that's got the same number of voters, possible voters living in the ward as every other ward, but like 150 of them vote.
Yeah.
Because the rest of them are aboard Camp Lejeune and they don't vote.
Well, that's like Ward 1 is comprised mainly of the base.
Well, and not even just the base voting, but because I mean, you know, they haven't been updated in what 30 years roughly.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
because population changes. You know, it's
Sure.
like we update our legislative districts every 10 years because population changes so much in that time frame. But yeah, that one has never made sense. It's obviously not fair just because you have.
Have the county commissioners approached you and the other legislators requesting that you let us have an additional increased local option sales tax?
Yes.
I know.
Have we got
yeah.
anywhere with that yet?
Not yet. My want, if that were to happen,
Right.
there's two things. I would want something to be removed, to cancel it out, because I don't like taxes. No one does, but I mean, especially me. And I just like, if we're going to do that, I want to take something away in terms of tax, so you're not burdening people even more.
Mhm.
But then the second thing is I'd really like to put it as a referendum on the ballot. And I say
That's where it needs to go.
and
Right.
that would be my want. And you know, I'll definitely be happy to do that if that's what we all come to let the actual people of the county decide. So that would be my want.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, you know, then if we, the people, are convinced that that's a good thing by the people who propose it, that would be the county commissioners, obviously. If they can convince us that it's a good thing,
Right.
and that doing so will raise X number of dollars and additional monies, much of it would be paid for by people who shop in Onslow County that don't live here, that we don't have to build schools for.
Right. It's true.
So, honestly, that everybody will get a chance to pay this extra money,
Mhm.
including those who live aboard Camp Lejeune who do not pay property taxes because they live aboard Camp Lejeune.
Right.
They do pay sales tax.
Well, Wyatt, I think, yeah, very
It
good.
has been talked about.
Good.
But
Let's, what are you going to do that this session or going to wait in a long session?
if it won't happen this year, just because it's the bill filing is because we've already just when you have to have stuff in to be drafted as a date, and then when you have to file it is a date. So it's like those dates have already come and gone. So it's like
So are there any elections in 2027? Lee, you're the political expert here. Do we have any? We don't have any statewide elections or
We
federal
have
elections. Do we?
municipal elections.
It doesn't really.
That's about it.
Yeah, not
Unless
everybody in the
something
county can
special
vote for that.
occurs elsewhere. But
So it'd be 2028 during an election year that we could possibly the earliest get a referendum on the ballot.
I think so. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that would
You
make
do it-
sense.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
don't
Yes.
want to do it on you don't
Yeah.
want to do it on a municipal
Yeah,
election
no.
because that will go
No, you
nowhere. Nobody
couldn't.
turns out
No.
anyway.
Oh God, you just went right through. All right. So how long is a short session?
Our current calendar has us running from now until right before the 4th of July.
Okay. Now during it was what 2-3 months ago, Senator Berger was talking about introducing legislation to put a moratorium on property evaluations for a year. Has there been any more talk of that?
Yes. So the House, we made a committee on property tax and kind of evaluating that situation. So they've come out with some stuff recently. I haven't had a full chance to read it yet, but they've definitely recommended from the committee that, you put a cap on it for the meantime until we can figure it out. So
Will that go into this short session? And do you think that they'll be able to make a decision?
I definitely think so, because
Good, good.
it's been property tax everywhere is just gotten
Right.
so crazy for everybody. That's just kind of an issue, and I know something we're going to try and take a look at.
Wonderful.
Now, to be clear, because I know a lot of people don't know, the counties and the cities are the ones that do the reevaluation and set your tax rate.
Correct.
The state does not, but the state has the power to say, you can't levy a property tax, or we can cap it at this, and that's what we're trying to do, is to say
Cap it at the current rate.
yeah, it's something
now,
for a
let me-
time period.
Let me do a for instance thing here. If this stays into effect, and the county and the city this year, counties and cities this year cannot increase or do anything with the tax rate for the current year of 2020, we're in 2026 yet.
Yes.
2026, and taxes are that we pay on this year are due by later this year or early next year. That would not change then. That would keep those taxes the same amount. What happens if after the first of the year, next session, next year, you say, okay, now you can go ahead and do what you need to do with the tax rate and do whatever? Would that be because we've already paid the taxes on this year? Would that say that the county can then say, okay, you're going to have to go back and pay for those taxes that you did not pay for last year that we would have increased?
I don't think so, because
There's somebody better have some safeguards in there.
Yeah, I don't-
We could all get an extra bill.
yeah,
Right.
I don't think they can, because when you do the the reevaluations can only be every 4 years at the minimum.
Yeah, but they would still use, I assume, the same reevaluation process that they've already paid for, right?
They'd use the same process, but like I said, I'd have to look into it. I don't think they'd be able to.
I didn't know whether they could revert back and charge us for all of 2026 at a higher rate, as though they had increased it before during that year.
I think the whole thing was to keep it
Yeah, it's
at what 2025 ended for a year.
Uh-huh.
And they couldn't go back and say, oh, well, you're going to have to pay for it anyway after a year. Because I think they don't come due to what, September, October, the taxes?
Well, that's when we get
Yeah.
the bills. They actually, you got
Yes.
until January something to pay for it.
Well, I haven't got a bill.
Well, it's not September.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
well, I think the main thing that we're trying to do right now is not say you have to go back or lower. It's just what it is right now.
Mhm.
From what you just did with your reevaluations, just stop there
Right.
for the meantime. And then once we have a better solution in the future, we'll go again. Because
Did you hear that Pindy County commissioners, they went ahead and made that decision anyway?
no, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
they did. Last week they had a meeting. They said, we're not dealing with this new evaluation. We're keeping it like it was. And I know a lot of stuff is yet to come out of there, which I'm sure Representative Smith will have to deal with.
Good luck.
Carson.
I think property tax is a scam. That's just me. I don't. That's you're paying the government to rent something that you own. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. So that's me. But I understand that the counties and municipalities need it, because that's probably their biggest source of revenue for
Well, it
a
is.
vast majority of them, if not all of them. But at the same time, like I just think it's a scam. But that's just my opinion.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. So we should know something by the end of short session, right?
Hopefully so.
Okay. Yay.
The
Hopefully.
scam or the concern that some of us have is, I don't care what you do. We have, I get X number of dollars.
Mhm.
Retired, civil service,
Right.
whatever you've been on, you got a retirement plan, you got a civil social security, you get X number of dollars.
Mhm.
Your cost of living increases are either 0 or 0.0000%. It's nothing. You get $15, I think, is what my change was this year. $15 more. How much did gas go up? $1 a gallon. That was eaten away in the first 15 gallons of gas.
Well, I've been through
So
three
anyway,
tankfuls
but
this week.
here's the thing, though. I got it. My value of my house, I got an X number of dollars on it that pay it, whatever the tax rate is, stays the same. I pay that. But if the value of my house has increased 10%, and they don't reduce the tax rate
No, yeah.
by 10% or more, then I am going to be paying more taxes. Real dollar taxes. Forget about the tax rate. How much real dollars more am I or less am I going to have to pay? That's all we who are retired care about.
Oh,
How much more is it going to cost me to? And I haven't done anything differently.
You're killing me.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's
Killing me.
and I mean, I understand totally because when you think of like that, you've bought your house, you own it, and then you're still having to pay rent on it pretty much. And then on top of that, when you think of like someone who's trying to buy a first home, maybe it's like housing costs are already astronomical enough right now. And then you could think, oh, well, I paid it off, but then you really haven't because you just got to keep paying property tax on
Well,
it.
it's not only that too, but the people who move into an area with a brand new house. Every new house is built here now. We've had a real estate person. We've had one mayor, and a couple of county commissioners who've been in here, and city councilmen. They move into an area, they get taxed on their $400,000 home.
Mm-hmm.
They come in with 4 kids. They cost on the average of $2,500
Something like that.
a year
For
to
school,
educate.
right.
Okay, it's 10 grand. So they have to build a school when they get enough people coming in. The taxes that they pay on that home won't pay for them the expenses that it costs the county to educate their kids or their services,
The first year, right.
or the first 5 years.
Right.
It won't even pay for it, much less gain the county any additional money.
Mm-hmm.
So the county loses for people when they move in. The county doesn't. The county raises taxes one way or the other. We end up paying more in tax dollars.
Or they cut services,
Or they cut services.
right.
So, but we, the people, the taxpayers who have been here paying for all these years, we got to pay for new people to come in and say, hey, welcome aboard. Didn't give them money. Those are the irks that people don't think about.
That's probably Charlie.
Oh, anyway, do you want to take a call? Let's see
Sure,
what
why
the
not?
gentleman says. Hi ho, it's Monday.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Is your guest there?
Yes, the guest is here. The guest is listening. His name is Mr. Gable, also known as Representative Gable.
That's right.
Okay, so I just tuned into your show. Have no clue who this guy is. My gut says he's probably 28 to 31 years of age. Correct?
Wrong.
Wrong.
Is he younger than that?
No, he's 48.
Oh wow, this guy looks good.
What
He
is
looks
it,
good for
21
his age.
now?
He's 23 years old. He
23.
just graduated from college.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, okay. So is he really 23?
Yes.
So I was actually going to say that. Yeah. Okay. So what is his role? What is he selling?
He's not selling anything. He's a member elected by the citizens of Onslow County to be a member of a district here in Onslow County in the North Carolina legislature. He is a state representative.
Well, okay. So politics, everybody's corrupt for the most part. You have to
No,
agree with one
no,
side. You really can't.
You keep saying that, and I keep calling you wrong.
Okay. So if you're Thune, Thune, he's the leader of the Republican Party. Yeah, he's completely out of control. Okay. So I'm just curious. What is this guy's objective? What is he going to do in your county? Politically speaking, what is he going to change? What is he going to do?
I don't know that he's going to do anything to change anything. He is representing the county's interests, the people's interests in the county. So how would you explain that since you had to do all the campaigning for it? What?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I really got involved way back in probably 2022, I guess, is the first time I really did anything much. I just was I was in high school when COVID happened, and I always had someone tell me to put a mask on when they didn't have one on. So it kind of never really made sense at school. Always rules for thee, but not for me. So that was kind of my first taste into it, and never thought it was right. And then I got to college, and it was more of the same. So I never got vaccinated for COVID, and then if you didn't do that, they made you get tested every week. And then if you didn't do that in like this tiny 3-hour window, they'd turn off your student ID so you couldn't eat at the dining hall. So pretty much just trying to starve you into doing it. So none of that really made sense to me. And I just wanted to make a difference because it really seemed like no one cared about what I thought. So I just wanted to be the change that I wanted to see and just give people an actual voice because it seemed like no one cared. So I was going to be the one that stepped up to care if someone ever came to me with an issue, and then ran for the state house in 2024 and won both my elections there, and here now, and just trying to do the best I can to represent the people of Onslow County.
So you know what the definition of idealistic is, correct?
Yes.
So what are you going to do different than the other 10,000, 100,000 people before you? What specifically are you going to do? What changes are you going to make? Are you just going to go with the flow?
Well, I mean, I definitely don't think I've gone with the flow. I mean, you can go look at some of the bills I filed. They're not very go with the flow kind of bills. I mean, you got to understand how to work with people to be able to get anything done, because if you go up there and just try and bash heads with everybody, you're never going to accomplish anything. But at the same time, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not just to appease people. I'm just going to be who I am, and I think that obviously worked because it got me elected, because I showed why I want to do this and what I'm trying to accomplish. I mean, just trying to tell you, like, in terms of things that I can try to do, and what I've tried to do is put bills in that actually haven't ever really been put in, I'd assume, by anybody. I mean, a lot of them up there are university focused, because I mean, most people up there are probably 30 years older than me at least, and the education system's changed a lot since they were in there versus the couple of years that I haven't been in it. So that's been a main focus. And then two is being my younger age, we were just talking about housing is one example. Is people up there think, oh, well, housing was cheap when I bought my first home for $100,000, and well, you know, you guys can't do that now just because you're lazy. Like, well, no, it's because
$8,000 for me.
yes.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you three quick questions, and I'm going to hang up. So there's probably people in your political arena you deal with. They've been in office for so many years. Maybe some of them are like late 60s, early 70s, correct?
Correct.
So here's my next question. Are there people that you've met on either political side? My gut says you're probably Republican. But have you met Republicans and Democrats when you go home at night, or you're going for a walk down the lake, or you're going fishing, or having an ice cream cone, where you're like, this person is corrupt. It doesn't have a good agenda. They're not really for the people. Have you met people like that you believe that are in your organization, your political organization?
Oh man, of course you meet people that are elected that are like that. I mean, I think at the state level where I am, it's very a small group, and I say that because, you know, you think about people in DC, they kind of go up there and just lose touch with reality and don't really think about it. But the people in the legislature is, because we get paid all of $14,000 a year, so everyone has to have a job outside of it. So
$14,000 a year?
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't
You're rich.
I don't do it for money, but that's.
Hey, I got to go, but I'm gonna say two more things. You guys know? Okay, I get a kick out of Elian Omar. You know, the representative from Minnesota.
Yeah,
You guys
we know
about the latest of his story about the accounting error?
I'd ask that part again. I lost it. Sorry.
Okay, so you guys know who Elon Amon or Omer is, right? She's a Minnesota representative.
Yes, we know who she is.
And does are you called a congressman? What is your title?
It's a state representative.
That's cool, man. Okay, so are you guys aware? Okay, so there's a rumor out there that she had a winery and she would make all this money. She made like 10 or 15 or 20 or $30 million. Are you guys aware of that?
Yes.
We know she made a lot of money in the wine business.
Yes.
Well, no, she didn't. It turns out this is okay. In my opinion, in the history of twisting a story, this might be the best I've ever heard. Her accountant came out yesterday and said, "Listen, I made a punctuation error. I put the dollar sign. I put the comma in the wrong category. She only made like 48,000, not 48 million. You gotta watch this story. It's so good. It's like you can't make this up. He literally that's the story that they're going with. That he put the comma in the wrong category.
I understand.
So listen, to the state representative, I wish you well. I'm not sure what your ultimate agenda is. I think you're going against. Actually, what is your ultimate goal? Where do you see yourself in 20 years from now?
Hopefully not in this seat, because I don't want to be here forever. But I don't really know. I mean, it's kind of just we were talking about like DC. I mean, it's like, would I ever want to run for something like that? Because like I don't even know if I'd ever really want to go up there. But I don't know. Really, just if a door opens, then I might take the opportunity. But I don't really know, because I don't want to stay in one elected position for a millennia, because I want someone else to have the chance to do the job.
So last question. So other than politics, what is your goal in life? What do you want to do? Do you want to like own like a restaurant, a dry cleaning business? Do you want to do real estate? What is your goal? Astronaut? What is your life goal then?
As a actual job, I really do enjoy the political realm. So, I mean, something like consulting in terms of working on elections, I think is good because I really enjoy that front because just looking at data and trying to figure out how to really earn people's votes, I think is the best thing. And I really enjoyed it, especially from whether it was me running or helping other people with campaigns. That's something I've always really liked and think I'm pretty decent at if I can get elected. So,
What are you doing now? What kind of money?
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Hey, you guys. Hey, Reaper.
Charlie.
You guys. No, hold on. You got to look into Elon Moore's what the accountant said. You guys.
Yeah,
I will take a look at
it.
that.
We'll do
funny.
it.
Thank you.
It's so funny. He basically said I put the comma in the wrong place. Or the dollars. You got to watch it. Anyway,
Okay.
you guys have a good day and
You too,
good luck.
Charlie.
Okay,
Bye.
I gotta go.
Thank you, Charlie.
I wonder what school that individual went to.
Shoo-wee.
Put the comma in the wrong place.
Let's talk about-
that's a fallacy. So
Let's talk about Gabe a little bit, what he does in the North Carolina House. I was looking at all of your committees that you were on.
yeah, plenty.
Appropriations, which we're still working on, what, Senate Bill 257 from a year ago?
Is that the budget technically?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I no one see when it's a bill, it's like legislation, everyone knows the bill number. When it's
Right.
the budget, everyone just calls it the budget.
Yeah, I should have just said, my apologies, the budget. Okay, and then you're on appropriations and education, which is another committee. And then you're on the committee for higher education, Mabuhay. And Homeland Security and Military and Veterans Affairs. I bet you really like that one, don't you?
Yeah, you get good legislation. The only thing that's boring about it is every bill that comes in is always like a unanimous yes vote because it's not like a
Really?
federal military and veterans affairs committee where it's regarding no warfare or combat.
nothing you can do, right?
Right. Ours is like it's all like we're gonna make Veterans Appreciation Day, or we're going to give veterans a break on property tax, or like vehicle highway or something like that. And it's like, of course, it's like obviously I'm going to want to do that for veterans.
Can you get a bill? I can get some surplus military equipment of my choosing.
I mean, we can see what we can do on that.
Oh, would you?
Right.
I appreciate that.
Two more before he takes a phone call. Housing and Development. And then my favorite, House Select Committee on Government Efficiency. But that one keeps you busy?
It has during the shorts or when we're not in session because it's an oversight committee. So all the other ones we've had during session, where that one we just have when we're not in session, so we can take a look at some things. So
Pretty
Okay.
cool. Pretty good. We have Mabuhay on the phone.
Hi. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous aujourd'hui?
Oh my goodness.
Mabuhay to all of you this morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on?
Not much. So I just got some questions over here for this young middle-aged gentleman here.
Young middle age. I guess young middle age. 23 is young middle age. I like that. That's pretty good. You're mid-20s almost.
I know. I really feel old.
So since he's part of appropriations representing Onslow County, veterans, and procurement, what exactly are we doing for local businesses? And it's kind of serious, but, just get your general ideas and, no pressure. But, just kind of wondering, what are you doing specifically for Onslow County businesses to get more exposure and bring more funds and get more business within the state with these appropriation bills and these funding bills and things like that, and bring funds into Onslow County? Because the only people bringing money in are the government and small businesses. So what exactly are you thinking that you can do? Like Mabuhay Designs, we make shirts and things like that, and we service across the United States. But how are we going to get more exposure? What exactly is Onslow County doing and stuff like that? Because, we go online and, register and try to get, procurement opportunities and things like that. But they're less and less, not advantageous. What's the word?
Your opportunity. What?
Yeah, good opportunity.
I think what he's also going like, what? Maybe this would be a fair question too. What can the people? I'm not sure if they come to you, business people come to you as a group of individuals or as a selection or whatever. I assume Chamber of Commerce will come to you guys from time to time. But what about the people who own businesses, particularly the small businesses in here? What how could they benefit you, educating you and other legislators like you into how the business world works, how small businesses work, and what their needs are?
Yeah, I think I'll try and answer every question I can. So, at the state level, I think what we've really done ever since just the past 15 years has been just making a really business friendly climate for the state as a whole, because we've been ranked year after year now the most business friendly state in the country because of our low tax rate and limited regulation on a lot of things. So that's been a big one to help everyone in the state. And then in terms of the county, in terms of what you have asked, so I've only had very few outside of the Chamber of Commerce individual owners that have, or people that work in small business, come to me and say like, hey, we need this, or this is a good idea that we'd like to change or something. I haven't had much of that, but I definitely think it would be very beneficial, because obviously the more you know from people that are involved in that specific topic, the better off you're going to be. And obviously Senator Lazar is a small business owner, so he knows a lot about that. And
he's from the Senate side too.
Yeah, and he's good to bounce ideas off of. And then in terms of what I try and do for the county and promoting business, a lot of the work Rayford mentioned about like the Chamber of Commerce and stuff, they always have big projects that they try and advocate for, whether it's financially or policy wise. And then obviously I've just tried to do as much as I can to, once we finally get a budget, to have appropriations brought here for a variety of different topics that don't go directly to small businesses, but the impact they have, and depending on where they are given to, have an impact on small businesses.
Buhai, I'm going to ask you here: is it possible that there's is a disconnect between the business people who are already in business, those who are making money at it, earning it, providing a service to the citizens of Onslow County, with our legislators who are directly in contact? I have no doubt about it, because people like the Jones Onslow Economic Development Group, the people who are trying to bring in new businesses, they get a lot of attention. But Buhai, do you see it that way?
No, I don't. I see that there's a huge disconnect in what they think is beneficial, and maybe North Carolina is the lowest or the best rated for businesses. But I'll tell you what, Onslow County's not. It is difficult to make money when there is no money coming in. People can't buy products or services if they can't afford products or services. We have the lowest income, the lowest job, per people, and we can't pay people more because of, unemployment insurance, taxes, the strongholds on what's actually beneficial to small businesses or startups. I mean, so many people with great ideas, but then they end up going to Greenville, Wilmington, Raleigh to do their businesses, because you can open a hot dog stand there and make more money because there's more people making more money versus Onslow County. So our biggest industry is military and government funds. So, what actually, everybody was excited when Amazon was coming in, then we found that it's a distribution center. It's basically like a drop off, and, there's only so many people, there. That's not real money. So what I'm saying is, I think there needs to be like an open house or a sit down, or, people that are representatives, and look what's actually beneficial. Tax exemptions and tax cuts are great, but they don't make money. So that's there's a huge disconnect there.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, for what you're referring to in terms of like, income and stuff, I mean, the county tier list is a good thing to look at that one. That was something I used, actually, when I was.
I saw that as well many, many years. And I worked at the bank for 5 years, as well as wrote government contracts. I had direct access and direct information with these people. And I don't even know how most people are surviving in our county. I mean, 2-3 jobs, 3 side hustles. The information on that list is so fabricated. And I don't say it like in a negative or like illicit or malicious way. It's just not factual. It doesn't represent our county at all. So, I think those things really need to be looked at, because the data is not real data.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, I can only do so much, and I say that from as I go to Raleigh for the state. I'm not the county commissioners and the municipalities and things like that, and I try and do as much as I can to help them out. And give them what they need. I just want to make that known because as I'd like to, I can't control everything.
Do the county commissioners as a group ever approach you or ask you to come in, or you and our other local representatives?
Oh yeah. I mean, anytime they have a big project that's talking about, like, I can't say too much on it just for, different reasons.
DOTs and everything else.
Yeah, there's stuff in the works that we always work with them on to try and help get state funding and bring people here. But, and I totally agree with, what he's saying in terms of like finding a job. Like, we're talking about what I do. It's like, for me, it's hard to find a place around here to work in terms of what I can do. Cause I know obviously the biggest hindrance I have is my schedule when I tell people I gotta be gone for 6 months out of the year, but I understand that struggle, for sure. But yeah, we try and work with everyone as much as we can and get as much done for the county as possible. And, when we talk about trying to bring new business here and things, the base is obviously the biggest driver of that. And then we try and work with them the best we can to spread the wealth around the county. Because as you mentioned earlier, you can't tax the base in terms of property tax. So that's kind of a big thing that, it has a negative impact, but then obviously the base has a lot of positive impacts in terms of the partnerships that the base has with the municipalities and the county, and then a lot of the grants that the base gives to the county. So it's give and take with that, and then there's always new speed bumps you got to come across and things you got to try and solve. So,
Buhai, it sounds like it might be a good idea to get a group of like-minded individuals, as you are, together to sit down and talk with Wyatt and other individuals, the other representatives and senator.
I think access and the amount of energy that it takes to meet with these individuals is not so advantageous. So maybe that they can make themselves available in like a town hall of only certain business owners, or within small groups of business owners to get a good census. Give everybody the opportunity to not just like, hey, have a 1 minute, stardom there, but just have it like an actual sit down with, 5, 10, 15 businesses at a time for like a week, make themselves available so that, it's a harder effort to get them together and get access to them or communicate with them versus, them saying, hey, this, that, and the other, register for your legal business. They actually check to make sure that they're a legal business in Onslow County, and then actually get their input and then see what kind of change or movement or things that can be done to make a positive change in our community.
Do you think your friendly business people like you are friendly to you? Are there enough of them to make that happen?
There's plenty of businesses. You know how many businesses
I know there are plenty of them that people with your like mind, much like you, your mindset.
Well, everybody that works with our business, go check out our Facebook page and the Buhai Designs and Co. LLC here, and you will see so many businesses that have that same like business mind. Like us, we value our customer, which is, these mostly businesses that, in that relationship with those businesses that think just like we do. And those are the ones we try to partner with. And those business owners, there's so many that can't find buildings, can't find, where money comes from. They don't know where, the structure and things, are supposed to be. And all these other resources are there. But if you ever try to go get a resource from the government, you're going to find out how difficult it is, let alone to get some information that's free.
Really?
Well, Mabuhay, I do know that Senator Lazara is having a business town hall scheduled with the Chamber of Commerce on May 15th. So we'll put out some more information for everybody for that, but keep a lookout for that. Chamber of Commerce will be advertising it.
Well, and not to be downer here, I want you to know that, everything that you do for your government and everything that you do for the people is extremely important, how big or small, and I commend you for, stepping up and, doing stuff for our community. And there's always going to be people that are having hardship or complaining or things like that, and this is not a complaint. This is just, to put it out there since you're here. But, just want you to know that, we appreciate you and your effort and that you're, stepping up. Most people wouldn't. So thank you.
Thank you, Mabuhay.
Mabuhay, we do appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Everyone.
All right, bye-bye.
I did, now, like he says, probably a really good idea, like have for specific people, like a business owner town hall. Now, I had a town hall back in September, and that was interesting because there's just people, I say people, mine wasn't that big, but a certain someone that's on the city council now was just irate for no reason, and it was just like incredibly dramatic. So it's like always, it's kind of makes you deterred to actually want to do one.
Understand.
So.
Oh, I could probably know who that was.
I put money on who it was.
Yeah, me too.
So
Anyway, wow. Yeah, I mean, I understand what Mabuhai's saying. And it is hard. We are a town that the pay is not great. And I know that we're working hard, our commissioners, our city council, to bring industries in. We've been working for quite a while on that.
I would,
We're gonna get
one
there.
of the greatest thing in the world we've got going for us is our neighbors, the Marine Corps, right?
Yep.
We
That's
all
right.
understand that. It's also one of the worst things we got going for us because we get to average in something that probably, believe it or not, the military pay likely elevates our average pay in across Onslow County, because there are people that out here do not make anything like small business people. A lot of them
Right.
do not have the profit margin that even puts their take-home salary that they can take home as high as the average military pay. So that can kind of skew some of the numbers and the way we look at it. I would like to see that in writing. Pull out the military pay and just see what the Onslow non-military, the pay, not what they contribute.
Right.
Because what they contribute to the county is huge.
correct.
Right. See, I was one of the lucky ones when I started my career. I was able to get a federal job and retire there
Yeah,
and still live here.
you just
But,
stay PO'd the whole time, no problem.
there is just, we have Ken. We know Ken from one of our radio guys.
We have Ken.
Yes.
Good morning, Ken. Again, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Rayford. Yeah, I have a question for Wyatt.
Yes.
I want to ask him, obviously the legislature doesn't meet all year long. I'd like to know, what does he do for the rest of the year? What motivates him? Is he working on other degrees? Is he a student? Is he working in a law firm? What does he do? What motivates him?
No, I got my degree from ECU in business management with a political science minor in May. So that's all finished up for me. Outside of actually legislating in terms of what we do, I mean, I drive all over this state to visit and meet with people. I mean, I go to the universities a lot. I go, around the county to meet with everybody. There's countless events that we do. And then you can ask these guys, they know just as good as anybody. The campaign itself really never stops. So you're always doing something. I had we had session start last year, and the 1 week break we had in May for session, I had a fundraiser already just to keep it going because you never really get a chance to stop. So that's that. And then in terms of outside of other employment outside the legislature, because obviously we know it's so wealthy when I make $14,000 a year. That one I'm still trying to find because obviously when we're in session, it's like you don't really have time for anything else, and that's been the case really since I graduated. But mainly right now, it's just trying to find something. Which again, it's we were talking about jobs around here, but then for me, it's I can't leave the area because I live here to represent my district.
Yep.
So it's like there's plenty of jobs I could take and insert city somewhere else,
But we don't have the job opportunities in Onslow County
right
to meet your needs.
Right. And then it's like on top of that, when you tell people like I've applied for, I can't tell you how many jobs, and then it's like, oh, you'd be a great fit, and it's like, oh wait, you've got to miss 6 months out of the year because you're gonna be in session. So that's kind of my struggle at the moment. But then in terms of what motivates me, I think the want to represent the place that you live in and give back to what you're able to. I think a good example is I always use ECU. So, a lot of what I've accomplished is because of ECU and for that place. And I have the opportunity now. It's a very unique position to be able to help give back to a place like that and give other people the opportunity to have the same great experience that I did. So if I can do that, I'm absolutely going to. So it's just kind of an example I like to use. And then also I just think in terms of a campaign side of things, it's always a battle, and I'm uberly competitive. So if I can wake up and go win something, I'm going to go do that. So it's the things I like about it.
Yes.
He's still building I'm going to say character. I know you think you've got a lot of character, but that's going to come with age as well, and the experiences that you're having and you're dealing with right now. That's going to come with your years in grade, your time in grade. I'm glad you have the opportunity, financially speaking, to be able to do these kinds of things. You're still growing.
Yep.
You have this opportunity. You don't have a whole lot of debt behind you. You're not having to buy a $400,000 home here to continue living here. So you're good on that. But it's a shame that our political world cannot be made up with people like you. You're the youngest, number one.
Yes.
And you're probably the youngest ever, number one, in recent years, in recent times. It's a shame we can't have some sort of benefits there, something that would allow younger people to do some things like that. But you've got to have a decent job to become a legislator,
Right.
or otherwise you can't make ends meet or be
Well,
retired.
I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I'll probably get some flack for it, but I do believe that our House representatives and our senators need to be paid more.
At the state level.
At the state
Not
level,
federal,
yes,
not
state
federal.
level, not federal. Well, some of those federal could probably
$200,000 a year.
send it back to the
we
states.
can deal with that.
Our representatives and our North Carolina representatives and senators don't make squat. How can you afford to go do that? And
It
because
costs
you
you
can't
money.
work. You can't work.
I mean, I think the best example of you saying costing money, my seatmate, he's very intelligent, but he's an attorney, and it's like he's insert massive number of how much money he's lost in
Oh,
revenue
I'm sure.
because he's serving in the
sure.
legislature. So, and Mike has 4 kids, I think. So, and he's in like one of our toughest seats. So he doesn't do it for any other reason other than he just wants to serve his community.
Well,
So
I'll tell you what, if you do a moratorium on the property evaluations for this year, we'll start a GoFundMe for you, won't we, Rayford?
Yes.
Well, if I may,
Yes, sir.
the reason for my question was to understand a bit more about Wyatt as a person, and the entirety of the response here has been political. And for example, I know Rayford and Lee because of our shared interest in amateur radio. I didn't know Rayford as a radio personality on the air until we met up over the amateur radio airwaves. And I'm just curious, Wyatt, if you care to comment on it, if you have any hobbies and interests beyond the political realm. I think it'll help people understand who you are, if you care to speak to that. Otherwise, that's fine too. But with that, I'll shut up and get offline here. K0RVW clear and monitoring. Right?
K0RVW, WA4HMR, and KR4GXD. We're clear with you.
Thank you, Ken.
I mean, in terms of hobbies and things I like, I mean, I love sports. Anyone that knows me knows that.
Yes.
I played a bunch of sports growing up, and I mean, I still do. When I was in college, I played intramural sports and ran club track, and I still play golf and sometimes if I can. And then, I love college football and things like that. I mean, I go to every ECU game and do all that stuff. Those are my main things I love is sports. It's just always been my thing that I really take a passion in.
You grew up around here
Yeah.
in
And
Jacksonville.
correct.
Yes.
So you're good to go
He's
there.
a homeboy.
So you missed something in what you're discussing there.
Yeah.
You're missing relating to, you talk about what you like to eat. Do you cook?
Yes.
You do cook.
As
I mean,
best I
something
can.
beside the
He has to. He
ramen
can't
noodles.
afford to go out.
Ramen noodles. You don't.
I mean, food wise, I mean, I love steak, love seafood. Salmon's probably my favorite. He loves good fish fry. So
Yes, he does. Yes, he
Do
does.
you like the local salmon we catch here?
I think I've only had it a couple times. If I go through like Carteret and go to get some local on the side of the road, it's pretty good.
There are no local salmon here.
He's just in
wherever they
ordinary.
get it.
Yes.
That's
They sell it
obviously
here.
salmon's not around here. But,
Yeah, there are no salmon around
you
here.
say they have it out there with their local caught shrimp. And
That's
then,
right.
But those are things I like to eat and do. And then I mean, and in terms of like,
We need to get you out on a boat catching fish.
yeah, we can do that.
Oh, that would be really cool.
I know where your granddaddy spent a lot of time
Oh yeah.
right down there on the river.
Oh yeah, they had plenty of. Before my grandma passed away in the house, had like marlin and dolphin fish up on the wall they all caught and all that stuff. So that was definitely one of his favorites. So
Where did you graduate high school? And then you're going to tell me White Oak, right?
it was down the road.
Yeah. My daughter graduated White Oak and went to ECU.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you
My
go.
granddaughter graduated White Oak, and
We're all
some
Cardinals
others.
here.
But there was no
Oh,
White Oak when
Jacksonville
we were in
Cardinals.
school.
Right. Well, there
It did
was
not
one.
exist. Not when I was in high school.
Yeah.
It did not exist. So
Yeah. White Oak graduate, ECU college graduate.
you brought up education. I had something here that I pulled down from, you know who Clarence Thomas is, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
It's almost never that our Supreme Court justices get out in public and make political statements or get involved in a lot of stuff. They're guest speakers at events, but they're generally using canned pro this, pro that, yada, 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 right?
Right. Kind of have to be.
It has to be, should be. Thomas has been around long enough. I watched his hearings before when he was undergoing sanctioning. And boy, they blasted him every which way, turned him every which way but loose. I remember watching that many years ago. He's generally pretty tight-lipped, other than when he's on the bench or when he's writing opinions. He raised some interesting comments, had some interesting comments and some issues over the weekend that deal with a little bit about colleges and universities, which I thought was interesting. He was at the University of Texas at Austin. And he got a lot of attention when he praised the work of the university in recent years, acknowledging the effort, quote, to revitalize the teaching and research of Western civilization and the American constitutional tradition. Thomas predicts this will lead the way in the reform of our nation's colleges and universities. That's a bold statement. A little refreshing to a lot of us. Pretty bold. So much of the country's liberal leanings, I think, has been born in the higher education universities, not in you, which I find strange going to ECU as you did. You don't exude liberal.
Well, I appreciate that.
It doesn't come out of your system. I don't see you bleeding it. I see you more. I don't see you ultra right wing either. By the way, I don't see any craziness out there. Which I'm something in between of everybody.
Yeah.
I get to hate everybody equally. This way is what I tell them. But seriously, you're a little bit different. Do you see you as being an anomaly of the university system? Are there a lot more like you out there than we know about?
I mean, I think I'm an anomaly in the sense of actually caring about the government and politics. Because I mean, most people my age just don't care.
They're clueless, aren't they?
Yeah, they just don't care about any of it. And then if they do, whatever they know is just what they see on Instagram or something, and no one really looks into it.
Agreed.
But I think from the standpoint of like ECU, I think I mean, it's still liberal because it's a university.
It is.
But in terms of as they go, ECU is probably one of the more conservative leaning demographics that are there, because you get so many people. Just to put it in perspective, how great we have it here in North Carolina. Out of state tuition to go to ECU, NC State, UNC is cheaper for people that live in New York, New Jersey than to go to their in-state schools. And that's why so many of them come here.
I got that. I agree with that.
They come down here also because they flee how crazy things get up there in terms of that sense. So that's why we get a lot of it. So you kind of do that. But obviously a place like Chapel Hill is very liberal, but ECU in terms of university.
What you said there, it looks like it's an opportunity to bring them down here and readjust them, realign them, and retune them.
As much as you can.
No, I would take it as an opportunity,
Yes.
but that's me. It takes a while. You're on the advanced run. I can tell you're way ahead of where I would expect you to be by the time you're 40 in the real world and out there saying, you know what, all that crap that they tried to cram down my throat XYZ University. It ain't exactly like that out here. Maybe some of those people should have worked in the real world
Mhm.
at some point in time.
Yeah, and I think kind of just think about an educational experience. So I think some of my best classes that I took were people that had real experiences in those fields.
Mhm.
As in, like, I had just to do one of each. Like my business side, I think one of the best ones was my business law class that I took. Like the lady that taught it, she wasn't just a professor. She didn't just go to school to be a teacher. She had practiced law and
Gotcha.
operated her own firm, and you kind of got to see her insights. And then from the political side, I had one. He's a pollster. He's like one of the best in the entire state that we had. And
Really?
I took campaigns and elections with him, and he showed us the whole formula he had, and like how he predicts things and like
It's
all
a
this.
special-
Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
a special trait. It's not just people don't understand that.
Right.
It's a mathematical process.
cool.
Right. And being able to see what they had is here, and because they have actual experiences in those fields, I feel like that was more valuable than someone just reading out of a textbook, because you could actually say like, well, I had this experience that's pertinent to me, but to you as well, and all this thing. And then like that professor that's the pollster, I went and spoke to one of his other classes a couple weeks ago. So like now I can take my real world experiences and give back to him, because he helped me, and be able to teach and help teach those students that are there now. So
In the world of journalism, where I also came from, we had something called consultants.
Mhm.
We loved them. We described them thusly, those of us in the working world. The guy that comes in with a briefcase, he's from another area code. He has a telephone with a different area code and a different zip code. And therefore, he is an expert. That's all it took to make him an expert. As far as we were concerned, that's what the corporate guys would send us. I had one who was, in all my years, an exception.
Hmm.
He was, at the time, a professor at the Grady School of Journalism, UGA, University of Georgia. But he worked his way as a reporter in a newspaper first. He worked for broadcast television as a reporter, as an assignment manager, and as a news director. So he worked his way into all the way through. And then he decides he wants to teach. But he had credentials. He had 25, 30 years worth of credentials before he ever went out to teach other people what it's like in the real world. I hired a number of his students.
Mhm.
They were the best students I could find
Excuse me.
Yeah.
over the years.
Right.
But, it made a difference. It made a lot of difference. They came in ready to work,
right.
not ready to learn. They will learn, but they were ready to work
Correct.
and earn their keep.
So, Wyatt, do you have any upcoming events?
I don't. I had a fundraiser a couple weeks ago, which went very well. I had the speaker down, so that was really good. So I don't have
Was that
anything.
Destin Hall,
Yes.
Speaker of the House?
So he was down. I don't have anything coming up soon. It's election year already again. So
Sure.
I know.
so-
That's another thing. Unpopular opinion, I'm sure, but I think it should go from 2 to at least 4 years. Every 4 years.
I hate to see
It's a waste
somebody
of time
running
and
for
money.
office for the whole time that he's in office.
Yeah.
Is there any time that you're not actually running for office?
maybe the first like two months that you start.
I was going to say
That's what I'm
90 days,
saying.
maybe.
Yeah,
but
like you get sworn in early January of 25, maybe like January, February, March. You're more just worried about legislating. But like I said last year, we had a 1 week break in May, and that 1 week break I already had a fundraiser again, and then it was right back to session, and then it's get ready again in the fall to
It's ridiculous.
hopefully someone doesn't run against you, and if you do that, you're prepared for it. So it never really
Yeah,
stops.
do you have someone, excuse me, running against you this go
No.
around? I didn't think so.
No, I didn't have a primary,
good.
and then I don't have a general. So I'm the only Republican that's running for state house, state senate, or Congress in North Carolina that will have no opponent this whole election cycle. So
you're
Because they knew.
they're
They
just afraid
knew.
of you.
I guess, but
They
You
knew.
got
We
them
knew.
scared. You got them
Right.
up against the corner. Oh, you got good credentials then if they don't want to challenge you.
I will give Wyatt kudos. The very first time he ran,
Mhm.
he was out at the polls every day, early
That's
voting.
what counts.
And I waited
I
to
could
the
say it's because
last
he didn't have a
day.
job, but
I
That's
waited
cool.
to the
Other
last
than
day
being in
of
school.
early voting to go vote, and it was raining. He's standing out in the rain with no umbrella. I tried to give him my umbrella. He goes, no, I'll be fine. Standing in the rain, meeting people as they came up. Only one there. I was like, yeah, okay.
And everybody else, he took
He's
the
good.
umbrellas they offered. He's been selling them on the side ever since.
Standing in the rain.
Good for you. And that's dedication. That's a desire to
Yes.
actually serve instead of just being, up there making all that money. It's not for the glamour. There's no glamour in this job.
No.
I know that. You get a little bit of time. You get some time in front of a TV camera and radio from time to time. And you get people who know you that would not necessarily know you otherwise.
Mhm.
People you don't know.
Right.
So that should be interesting.
Oh yeah, always.
It also means you can't just go out and looking like a bum all the time. can you?
Correct. Can't do that one either.
You can't do bad things because you're going to be in the news then
Right.
Right.
for all the wrong reasons. Well, congratulations again
Yes.
on winning, on running again with second term without opposition. That says a lot. Nobody's able to attack your character. They chose not to try to attack your character or your ideals or what you want to do. So good for you.
Well,
You're
we're
doing something right.
very
appreciate it.
fortunate to have him too.
Oh, I
And
think so.
he's always given us the time to come in here, which is something unusual for us
It is.
from the House side. The Senate side, our senators in here all
Yeah,
the
we
time.
can get him
But
up here. And
yes,
he's-
and we're so lucky in Onslow County that we have a great senator
Oh,
and
yeah.
our great representatives.
Yep.
We're very, very lucky that we are well represented.
We are, and it's to me, it would be so nice to see. I don't want to say it's not cohesive, but to have some regular sessions.
Yes.
I worked in New Hanover County for so long, and one, if not the only thing they did right, in my opinion, in government, was they had the Department of Transportation in regularly every year, or if it didn't have to be the county commissioners I'm talking about, and they had the legislatures, the delegation from New Hanover County. They always had an invite to come in at a certain time, and they scheduled it around their schedules, but have them come in. So that could be a day in front of the county commissioners.
Yes.
Yeah, you can pick insert group, and we meet with them as much as we can. And, they have events here that we all try and go to, but, it's sometimes just conflicts. Cause like the best example I think is, tomorrow, the Board of Realtors has their, community event that they do. And, they always invite us and always try and make it, but it's like, well, first day of sessions, we can't make it. So,
Right.
but, I think the more of those, the better, just because, like I said earlier, you can get a real sense of people that are actually involved in that topic and kind of get the best information from them. So,
And like from Kim there a few minutes ago called Mubahai,
Yes.
Mabuhay.
Yes. I have to.
And, these are people out there,
yeah.
Right.
businessmen and people.
hmm
So that's good.
Yes. Well, a lot of good conversation this morning.
Great conversation.
Great
Thank
conversation.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
you.
Yes, thank you so
Welcome
much.
Anytime you've got something you want to say, bring it on.
Or
And
send it to us.
There may be
Right.
things that are happening up there. There are things that are happening in Raleigh that are coming up that probably important to us here in the coastal area.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, going back into session tomorrow. Hopefully get a new budget ironed out. I don't really know how the stuff in the Senate's going to play out with, Berger not coming back for another term, but, it'll be interesting to see, but, definitely got some good stuff working. And, if we can pass the House budget, which I think would be a good thing with raises for everybody. And then, just making sure we're not, we do set ourselves up well for the future. And then, we'll go from there. So.
Excellent.
It's like our
Excellent.
state insurance commissioner. He's always tells me, you got my number. If you need me, call me. Well, guess what I'm
Right.
going to do today? I'm going to call him because I got it.
Do not rag on him
I am.
about not coming.
Oh, we're not going to do that. I don't care about that. That's less competition for the fishing, the cooking thing. But I got something insurance wise that he needs to be aware of. He probably is not aware of.
Well, he texted me. He said, I'm afraid to tell Rafer because I know he's going to give me havoc.
I don't give, I create.
Yes, you do.
Well, thank you, sir. We do
All right.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Be
Best of the
safe on your
family.
trip back.
I appreciate it. I was just taking Representative Shepard actually, but I appreciate it. Well, thank
Tell me
you
we
all.
said
Tell him we
hey.
said hey.
We will.
Only time we see him is at ball games.
I saw him Saturday night.
Was he there?
Yeah, he whizzed in and whizzed
Oh.
out. He's always
what?
he stayed for a short time. He left before.
What did he do?
Whizzed in and whizzed out. Rayford.
Phil's always at a community event.
Yes.
He's always at a baseball game.
Oh,
or
yes.
Fire department.
Or the Tar Heels are on TV and right.
It's good to be in places where normal people are doing normal things
Yes.
without having an agenda.
Yes.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely feel.
All
Well,
right.
thank you. You take care, sir.
Thank
Be
you
safe.
all.
right.
Appreciate it.
We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Likewise.
All
Okay,
right.
Dave,
Thank you, Mike.
people, we're gonna leave now. But whatever you got, what you got on your mind there for tomorrow, there, girlie? What you got? What do you got on?
I don't know yet.
You
I
don't
thought
know
we were
yet?
taking the day off.
We are, but it's not gonna be tomorrow's date.
No, I'm not really. I have several people that have. We're working on scheduling this week. So
Well, you've only got
I know
22
that we
hours.
say, hey,
22
we
hours
got
to get it done.
covered. We got
Somebody's
it
got
covered.
to be in there. Who was it I keep harping on? Come on.
I need to call
Somebody-
Lorette too.
Who?
Lorette.
Oh yeah.
I need to call her. Yes, we have yeah. I've got a list that I've sent out emails and we're just
we need to
deciding
do a
what
trade
day.
agreement with her for a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
We will furnish you all the publicity in the world, well more than the price of the admission
Right.
if we go in it, because I got some ideas for that.
Well,
And
that's
it involves flying reindeer.
oh my gosh,
But
Charlie,
we
we're
will-
getting ready to
we
go
will-
off
We
dear.
will not
Call
have
tomorrow.
anything. Yeah, give us a ringy tomorrow. You're live in local real talk where we are.
My headphones are way too loud. Awake,
We're awake,
never woke.
not woke, not gonna be woke, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Charlie, give us a call then. Bye.